Hi, I'm Louis Pedron, Festival Director of the International Film Festival in Manhattan. And I'm with
Hi, my name is Jameelah Rose Del Prado Lineses. I'm the founder of Khatak Film Society.
the reason why we're here is we'd like to promote to you guys. We will be showing Khatak Film Society's co-program. Jameelah, what are the different shorts that you will be playing at the film festival? In which particular culture will you be featuring?
Okay, the some of the films that we will be featuring in this program are music videos, which are made by filmmakers from Tibet, Tibetan in exile in the U.S., in Europe, and also in India. And some of the names are Prince of Peace, I Don't Care, Tawa Mashime, Budke, Sedung. Also Tambin Story Behind the Lens, Tashi Tendril, Namdoling, Lasa Denki, Mitsechi, Rewa, Year 2020, Yashinor Buyin.
Filmmakers that are featured in this film festival, and especially if they're artists, because some are music videos, as you mentioned.
Yes, I'm sorry. There was one part that you froze a little bit. So if you could repeat the question, that would be really great.
Right, right. Would you mind mentioning the different names that are featured in our film festival as part of your co-program that are featured because there are some music videos?
Yes, so the names of the filmmakers are Himalayan Elders Project, Tenzin Yibum, Karma Yashinamdag, Tenkun or Tenzin Kunsang Sadubap, Tenpa Siring, Pemsi, Tenzin Sunyi, Buchong, Karma Yashinamdag, Jojo Boriantu, Tenzin Yibum and Tenzin Dansel, Takla, Pemsi again, Tenzin Sunyi, Karma Yashinamdag, and Takla and again Tenzin Yibum.
The reason I'm so excited that we're going to be featuring a lot of these Tibetan, Indian, and Himalayan filmmakers is that they're actually a vital part of our community now, especially in Queens, New York. Um, they're they're everywhere, including people who work in the area, people who live in the area, and restaurants.
Yes.
Are there particular restaurants that you actually go to in our area, in our
Yeah.
Jackson Heights area? And is there particular food that is usually Tibetan or Himalayan that you can talk about?
Yes, so I am an avid fan of Tibetan food. There are a couple of restaurants in Queens, particularly Jackson Heights area where I
Mm,
go to. I'm a regular customer of Payul. Payul, it means fatherland or homeland in English. Payul, the Tibetan word. The dishes I like in Payul includes shaptrak. Shaptrak means beef chili. Then they also have a variety of momo. I particularly like the alu momo.
what's
So alu
Momo?
means potato.
What is Momo? Momo
So
Mo.
Momo. Momo.
Okay, what is Omo? Momo. Omo Momo. What is Momo?
So momo is a dumpling. It's it's
Uh,
it's something that is being eaten for a snack, according to my Tibetan friends. And there are a variety of momos, which are beef, chicken,
mhm.
vegetables, and also alu momo, which is alu means potato, by the way. Um, I particularly like the alu momo the most.
Right, right. And I'm so excited because besides the culture, um we're showing a lot of different artists, music videos, singers. I've noticed that what we're going to be showing is very youthful. It shows a lot of probably student films and also um rappers, singers from Tibet, and I see a little bit of Indian influence in their cinematic style. Would you mind talking about that?
Yes, that is very true. So for people who don't know, the Himalayas include some parts of India, the northern part of India, that includes India, Nepal, Bhutan, and Tibet. That's the Himalayas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in March 10, 1959, Tibetans lost their country, which they lost it to China. China forcefully occupied their country. So His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama fled to India at that time, and there were Tibetans who followed him. And ever since that time, Tibetans in exile have never been to their country, and they stayed in India for a longer period of time. So I think that's one of the reasons why they have that influence. Aside from its like history, like
Right.
before, um, a lot of Tibetans listen to Indian songs, Bollywood films. Also, they are watching. So I guess that plays a huge role why they have that influence.
And if I hear Tibet, Nepal, and that particular culture and country, I think of Mount Everest.
Yes, yes.
So would you mind talking about that aspect of their culture as well?
Okay, so it's the same thing with me. Before, I had zero knowledge about Tibet or about the Himalayas, and you're definitely right. For people, that's what you're going to think of the first. You have the Mount Everest, and it's located in the border of, well, it's actually not only two countries. So Mount Everest, it is that one thing, a mountain that unites all the Himalayas. So there is a part of Everest in Bhutan, a part of Everest in Nepal, Tibet, and also a part of it in the border of India as well. So that is that uniting force for the Himalayas.
And a lot of the films actually showcase the different mountain ranges in that area as well, right?
Yes, that is very true. And in nomadic culture, you will see a lot of mountain ranges because it's where they live.
What are the different? I know a lot of the Tibetans are actually in exile in America. And are these the only cultures that you show, or only Tibetan Americans or people who live in America, or are we also featuring other Tibetans in other countries as well?
We are featuring Tibetans in other countries. We do have a filmmaker in Switzerland, also in Austria. So it's not only in the US, like in New York, we also have in New Mexico, we also have in India. So it's not only in the United States, we are featuring in different countries as well. Tibetans in other countries in exile, yes.
Right, and that's a beautiful part of what we're gonna show because it's not just Tibetans here in America, but also Tibetans around the world. And you also mentioned Indian. We actually are featuring two feature films from India, Urumbu and Taen. So would you mind
Wow.
mentioning about there are Indian filmmakers in this particular program of yours?
Yes, that is very true. So I'm very proud to say that one of the filmmakers in this program, the name of the film is called Kinnaur. Kinnaur is located in the northern part of India, Himachal Pradesh, which is a Himalayan area. And I'm very proud to say that he is like the first Kinnauri filmmaker in his
Mm,
tribe in that particular region, and he will be debuting this film in the International Film Festival Manhattan. We also have one guy who is Sikkimese Tibetan. So Sikkim is one part in India, and this will be his world premiere. The name of the film will be Tambin Behind the Lens, and the director is Norbu Siring, and the previous person, the director, is Jojo Boriantu.
perfect, perfect. And I also want to say that we featured a documentary about these places in upstate New York. Would you mind talking about that foundation that actually brought the senior citizens to that particular place in upstate New York? So we want to feature New York, right?
Yes, that is true. So there is an organization called Himalayan Elders Project, and Himalayan Elders Project has an entry to the International Film Festival Manhattan under Khatak Film Society. So to tell you a little bit of that film is that um, it is a picnic report by that organization, and this organization, they help the Tibetan Himalayan elderly to get a source of income. So this is how they treat their elderly, since a lot of them are, how do I say this, can get very lonely, especially if their families, or let's say their sons or daughters, are at work. So this organization helps them to be more active in those activities where they can meet other Tibetan, other Himalayan people in their age group. So it's a good thing where they showcase that in the film. And there's also a monastery in that place in upstate New York, and you can see that in the film, in the aerial shot. It's a vast land, so I think people would find that very interesting as well.
And of course, it features a lot of their culture and their religion, including the Dalai Lama. Would you mind
Yes.
telling people about the Dalai Lama, people who don't know about him?
Okay. So His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama is the religious leader of the people who believes in Tibetan Buddhism, and also uh, the Tibetans in particular. So His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, um, like personally, I admire him very much for his work, and as a person coming from a Catholic background, um, I really appreciate what he's doing for the humanity. And he, like, one of the things I will never forget is that when he mentioned that um, it doesn't matter if you are a Buddhist or Catholic or Muslim or you're a Jew. Like, although we have our differences in some ways, we are just one. Like, we are um, united. So that's something that I really appreciate about him. And His Holiness have been uh, advocating for kindness and passion, and also the Tibetan issue at hand. Um, it's something that is very important to their community. There are a lot of things that I will say about His Holiness, but that will come later when we have a different segment.
Of course, we're experiencing this pandemic. I know we became separated on different borders because now we're just within America, the Filipinos are just within the Filipinos. The borders have been closed. But because of the digital revolution, we're using the tablets, we're using the phones, the internet, and Zooming. We are one. And in the International Film Festival in Manhattan, even though it's going to be virtual or online this year, we're going to be one because we're going to be watching different films from around the world, including Tibet and the Himalayas, in Japan, and different countries. We call that, we entitled the International Film Festival Manhattan this year Digital Hope, because there is hope. I know there's a silver lining after all of this. And we're going to be enjoying this particular chapter. We're going to be enjoying International Film Festival Manhattan virtual events on November 19 to 22, 2020. Thank you very much, Jameelah Rose Filinesis, for being a
Thank you so
vital
much.
part of this film festival this 2020. Our website is iffmnyc.com. So you're going to see a little bit more of Jameelah Rose Filinesis in some more Q&As and the other filmmakers as well. Thank you very much, and see you November 19 to 22, 2020, iffmnyc.com.
Thank you so much.